But then he had another one, and this came out today.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch this with me?
Yeah.
Let's take a look, man. He is he's talking that stuff right now, bro.
Jake, what would you say the top 5 influencers in boxing? Obviously, you're the pound for pound champ. But who would you say like 2, 3, 4, and 5?
Obviously, the pound for pound.
Logan's definitely number 2 for sure.
Logan 2,
bro.
And then after that, I would say it's probably a tie between Slim and KSI. And then in 4th, I would put Gib now.
That's
okay. Gib 4.
Yep.
And then
Dr. Mike. Wait till y'all see Dr.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dr. Mike or Face Sensei.
Yeah, buddy. Let's go.
I kind of like too because he could have just taken the Dr. Mike thing because he thought it, but he felt the need to plug your boy. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
So
and you know what's interesting about that Dr. Mike?
He didn't have to. He could have just been like, yeah, Dr. Mike. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And what's interesting about the Dr. Mike plug is he didn't say it. Did you hear who was off camera saying that? Do you know who that was?
No.
That, my friend, was Jake's manager, Nikisa. And he said Dr. Mike, and then he said, you all are going to see. So let's just say your boy might have been right, and Dr. Mike is probably going to be fighting around the same time Jake is. I have a feeling. Because why else would Nikisa be referring to Dr. Mike? Why else?
Yeah, Wade, dude. Wade is the freaking spy, dude.
I'm telling you. I got the
huge
insights.
Pickup. That is a huge pickup.
You remember it back in the day when Chris Broussard would be breaking stories on ESPN and he'd be like, I have multiple sources. That's me, bro. Except I actually have them.
That literally, yeah, exactly. That is literally you.
Now let's talk about that list really quickly. Jake said him at number 1. Well, he didn't say that. One of the guys did because you gotta puff Jake up if you're gonna ask him the question. You gotta put him at number 1. And then he says Logan, Slim, and KSI tied for 3rd. 4th is Gib. You and Dr. Mike at...
No, I thought he said Logan. No, he said Logan number 2, and then
Logan
KSI
number 2. Yeah. KSI and Slim tied for 3.
Tied for 3,
Gib 4. You and Dr. Mike 5. And that's, off that video, is where I want to have our debate video for this week. It is, ladies and gentlemen, the top 5 influencer boxers as it stands right now in the scene. This is the breakdown debate. So let's start this thing off. Jake says himself. Well, he didn't say it, but the guy did. But Jake number 1, Logan number 2, KSI Slim tied for 3rd, Gib 4, you and Dr. Mike tied for 5th. Now we didn't prepare for this probably the way we should have, so this is going to be freestyle off the top of the dome. But let me hear.
First of all, no ties.
No ties. Let's start with number 5. We'll 5-1.
Okay, but wait. So I was just in my head going the other way. Okay, but we can do this. This. Let me think.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Regardless of weight, by the way.
Yeah. Pound for pound. Pound for pound. 100%.
And explain why in your positions, by the way.
5 is tough. 5 is like to me. 5 is the toughest.
5, yeah, because once you start there, everyone else has to be.
1 through 4 is pretty easy for me right now. 1 through 4, I got is pretty much locked.
Okay. You know how I'm gonna go with at number 5?
You go first.
I'm gonna go with number 5. Give me a Nissan Gib. I think a Nissan Gib will be my number 5. And this is why I say Gib at number 5, because he has experience, right? And there could have been there's going to be guys that, spoiler alert, that I'm going to leave off this list that people will be like, wow, Salt Poppy's not going to be on this list right now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Because it's just there's not enough experience here. Not yet. Not that he doesn't have it, but not like it's going to come out. Like 2 years, Salt Poppy, top 5 for sure. But you have to look at it objectively. He's not fought those guys yet. Gib has only lost to Jake. That's it.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean? Beat Taylor Holder. And you know what? We didn't talk about this, but Taylor Holder's stock goes way up, by the way. His stock goes way up for that performance.
Would love to see him again.
You want to talk about a guy that we say a lot about how not a lot of YouTubers have good defense. Taylor Holder, he didn't do a lot offensively, but defensively he didn't get cracked with a bunch of shots.
No, he knows what he's doing.
And Gibb right now, I put him at number 5 because at any given moment he could be on a scale between 5, 3, 4. Like he could be any of these positions. But now, after beating Austin, he solidifies himself as one of the best guys in the scene, right?
Yeah.
So now
I got
he
Slim
got
at 5.
Okay, you got Slim at 5.
Slim.
So why Slim
because
at 5?
he hasn't lost, obviously. I know there's opponents, but he's done it multiple times. Obviously finishes. Multiple finishes.
Yeah.
And then takes a difficult fight on 2 weeks' notice with your boy Tommy, who was people were talking about should fight KSI because he just fought Kenny.
Exactly, yeah.
He was about to fight Blueface. He was considered a more dangerous guy. Maybe even he was considered too dangerous for Tommy. That's why they didn't take him right away.
Right.
Not sure if that was the case, but it seemed that people were like, I don't know if should go Tommy, maybe Swarms, and then, you know what I mean? Then he obviously added Pineda, but they were like, it's a tricky fight.
Yeah.
So Temper wins that. Temper beats Slim. And
KSI fight next, for sure.
Yeah. So for Slim not only to win, but on 2 weeks' notice to get a finish, being the smaller guy, not in shape, to be undefeated and to have that kind of finish against a guy that we consider to be, and Tommy to be very good. Mm-hmm. It's a very, very good finish like that.
Yeah.
So that's my 5 right there.
Well,
my 5 is Slim.
I'm gonna spoil it and go to my next one then, because 4 was Slim for me. I'm taking Slim at 4. For the reasons.
We're flipped, bro. We're flipped right here. Dog.
Okay. Well, here's the thing though, too. Slim is undefeated. Now, if we're talking strength of schedule here, he hasn't fought a guy like Jake, right? He hasn't fought Jake in Jake's, coming out party basically as a pro. But again, if you look at the where we were at that time, and for what we knew, Tommy was 1-0, Jake was 1-0, right? At the time they fought, right? So it wasn't like we knew that Jake was going to become what he was at that time. And when Slim fought Tommy, we didn't know really what Tommy was going to become or what Slim, really had because of his fights in Dubai. But again, you look back on those fights in Dubai and they start to look a lot better because now he's doing it on a big stage, And again, it was 2 weeks notice and there was a lot of caveats there, but Slim 4-0, and now possibly maybe the 4 and 5 matchup might be happening next. You know what I mean? Gibb and Slim,
Dude,
and then we get to decide from there. But yes, you have Gibb at 4, huh?
I have Gibb at 4. Obviously Jake, really tough fight. Swingler, he was not just opponent just to be there.
And that's another thing
it was
too.
a war.
We're gonna see what
Swingler
Swingler has in a month here, and once we figure out what he has, Gibb's stock might even go higher, right?
And he was clearly game though, like clearly game prepared. You know what I'm saying? Like super game opponent. And then you have his performance against Taylor Holder again, someone who knows how to box.
I was gonna say Taylor. I really do think Taylor's stock went so high because people wrote him off.
And he
for
didn't
losing
look
to Gibb.
Bad in there. It just Gibb looked really good and kind of negated him and overwhelmed him. And then to me, I consider Austin to be more dangerous than Tommy just because Austin's the way that we were talking about Austin, right?
Yeah.
KSI, Jake Paul.
Right.
He could have just, if it wasn't for Social Gloves and him, they could have been fighting right now.
Right. I don't know if he would have got to Jake's level. I mean.
Correct. Yeah, Jake made a little stretch, but
thing was talked about. Yeah, for sure.
But he's right there, on the cusp of
his name was brought up
level.
in the same conversations, for sure.
And we're talking about Austin's potential, watching him, his technique, and his ability of his landing big shots, and has power, speed, has all the intangibles. But then for Gibb to get that kind of finish, and it wasn't just because with Tommy, right? It was with Temper, I don't know. There was different pieces. It was awkward, and Tommy didn't look great in there. He wasn't having a great fight.
Right. He didn't really look like he got started.
Austin dropped him. Landed, and then Gibbs just I'm better than you. It wasn't just I caught you off guard.
Oh, cool. I'm better now.
And he did it multiple times, and he showed more, I think, than Slim. And with Austin to finish, his ability to level change, his combinations as he was working, his ability, everything that he showed to me that was a better performance than Slim against Temper. And I think the opponent with Austin, And Slim, I don't know.
Then
I just
you
feel-
got to say, though, like Slim had no time to prepare for Temper and still went out there and did that. You know what I mean?
I know, and it's like I don't.
And Temper didn't have time to prepare for Slim either. Fair play. You know, it's a different fight for
Yeah,
Temper.
yeah. But
But
that's why I don't know. Like I feel like Slim caught one on Tommy. I feel like if they rematch, Tommy would do better. But I'm not sure. I feel
You
like
don't know if
Gibb
rematched
Gibb and
if they
Austin
would be any
rematch.
better. Yeah,
I just think that Austin doesn't catch Gibb this time
it's true. And here's the thing.
because when you know what I mean. I don't know. That's when I look at it. That's what it feels like.
It's a great point. But those two might have to fight next. Who is your number 3? This is gonna be big. If you pick who is your number 3? Because I know my 3, but I want to know yours.
Oh, it's got to be Logan.
Okay. Damn it. Why do we have to fucking agree on everything?
I can't put him over KSI because
I
of
know,
him, you
bro,
know.
I know.
I can't. You can't.
Here's
know?
the thing too. Like
It's a close one though because
it's because that Floyd performance, man. Because of that Floyd performance, and because quite frankly, I'm gonna say this here and now, and I've said it so many times, it's not even a big surprise. Logan should have won both of those fights. Logan had every
KSI?
intangible. Yes. Logan had
for
every
sure.
intangible, every physical advantage, every thing as a boxer you would want. Better technique, everything. Except heart and want. Right? At the end of the day,
right.
KSI found ways that Logan wasn't looking for to win fights. Logan was looking to, show him in the first fight especially. He's like, oh, I'm just going to smash this kid, whatever. And KSI found a way to win. The second fight, Logan was looking to hang out. Things were going well. He was doing what he was supposed to do. And then all of a sudden he gets dropped. And then it's like, okay, let's just survive this fight. And then by the time he switched on late in the 4th, going into the 5th round, it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
KSI had already motored up. It was already that point where KSI wanted it more, came after him the whole fight, and won the fight. So you can't put Logan in front of him, but you can say for the physical attributes Logan had and his ability to gain levels even since then, to be in there with Floyd, even these bad boys.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy because if you ask me, I'd rather fight KSI than fight Logan.
It's just he's such a problem if he wanted to do this, if he had that killer like mentality to be like, nah, I'm gonna go like rip your head off. I'm going to take your soul from you. If he had
Like,
KSI,
what?
imagine KSI's mindset. Imagine KSI's mindset in
do that?
Logan's body. Take KSI's brain out of his skull and put it in Logan's body.
I think he did do that when I was doing this. He did that for like 10 seconds
For 10
at the end of the first
when
round.
he thought he had Floyd hurt. That was it.
He went straight nightmare, bro, for
That
10
was-
seconds. Bro.
Yeah. He was
Absolutely
Tarzan
insane.
for a sec. But no, yeah, I agree. Logan at number 3 because you can't put him above a guy he lost to. And arguably, lost to twice. Can't do it. KSI, obviously, number 2.
Obviously number 2, and then you know what I mean.
And then Jake at 1.
Yeah, I think the one
that has to be the list. And the reason is because, not because we're saying Jake is, and I will say at this point, I think Jake wins that fight if they fought today, but not because that fight is so far-fetched and it's so, Jake's in front by this much and KSI will never get there. It's just that right now, that's where we're at. KSI is just now coming back to the scene, has the 2 fights, does what he's supposed to do, gets the knockouts, but now he has to improve the levels and gain that experience back. And he's hungry, by the way. He's putting out messages saying, "Ma'ams, unleash me." The way he talks is so funny.
What was going on, bro? I know what was
Unleash me.
going on, dude.
Feed
I was
me.
reading those tweets. They're like subtweeting each other. I'm like, what is going on?
He's like, I swear to God.
We're gonna have to do 6 through 10. We're gonna have because that
We'll
seems
do.
more
You want to do a
interesting.
6 through 10?
Yeah, I don't know. Right, we
We'll
can
do-
maybe
no,
do it
we'll
for
do- we'll-
a
that's what
different
we'll
one,
do.
a different
We'll do
video.
a different
but
video.
That
You
one
know what we need to
seems like
do?
more interesting.
Yeah. We'll do a video
Keeping guys
on the
out
tier
of the
list.
top 10.
We'll do the tier list video. So that's something that we're working on behind the scenes, guys. Stay tuned for our next somewhat debate series, but this we'll call a top 5 video. It wasn't super controversial. We might not even use it, but we'll see. There's our top 5. Pretty simple, pretty
teaser.
easy. Our top 5 in the YouTube boxing scene. Comment section, let us know what you think down below.
How will I sit up in the nosebleeds? How will I stop until they know me?